I've been very vocal when it comes to the NBA MVP race. I mean, a lot of the time I'm sitting here saying that Giannis deserves it, or sometimes Jokic, other times it's SGA. But if there's one player that at least this season has been left out of those conversations for me, it's Luka Doncic. And I've had a lot of people comment about it, whether it's on YouTube or TikTok, saying, where is Luka? Luka is the MVP, all this stuff. But something happened today, something that I completely forgot about that has just ruined Luka's chances at winning an MVP, or really any award this year. Because that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the 65 game rule has just taken into effect and has hit Luka Doncic square in the head. I mean, I had a feeling that Luka was sitting out from games this year. Like, I would tune in and see that he wasn't playing and didn't really think much of it. I didn't think he was missing 17 games, though. Real quick, for those who may not know, because this is a new rule implemented into the NBA, one thing that they did to try to combat the whole load management situation is by making a rule so if you do not play in more than 65 games, and I think 22 minutes each game, or at least average 22 minutes, you are no longer eligible to win any postseason award. So for Luka Doncic, who is no doubt one of the best players in the league, there will be no Luka MVP. There will be no Luka anything else, clutch player, whatever the hell else you wanted to give him. But also, and I totally forgot about this, no All-NBA. No, well, he wasn't going to make all defense. But yeah, no All-NBA, which is crazy for Luka Doncic. Because as of right now, he has a streak of, let me check, 5 times being All-NBA first team. And this year, ladies and gentlemen, that streak is being snapped in half. And I'm not going to make this video about LeBron, but if there's one guy that a lot of people talk about when it comes to like beating some of LeBron's records or like the longevity records and stuff like streaks, everyone always said Luka Doncic. Not anymore. It's not going to happen. And this isn't just crazy to me because we're going to be looking back at this season, and even if the Mavericks go and win a championship or Luka, averages fucking 50 points for the rest of the season, no one will still remember it, but no one will have like a trophy to talk about. You know what I mean? No one's going to say, oh, his MVP year when he averaged 50 and they won a championship. It is just going to be blank. And you know what? Mavericks fans, Luka fans, or anyone that's watching this, I have a very bold take. And if I'm wrong, you can let me know down in the comments below. This won't be the first time Luka misses out on a ton of awards that he would normally be getting because of his availability. If you go back and look at this man's career, his first season, 72 games played, very solid, only 10 missed, nothing, crazy there. But the next season, 61 games played. That would be another year. If this rule was implemented way earlier, Luka Doncic would not have been 4th in MVP voting, and he would not have been an All-NBA first team. And in his 3rd year, 66 games. So yes, he would have been All-NBA first team and everything else is valid, but you're still only 2 games away from not getting anything. Then in his 4th year, he had 65 games played. I'm pretty sure if you're on 65, like on the dot, it still counts. Like you can still win awards, so that wouldn't be that big of a deal. But once again, only 1 game away from not winning those awards. Same thing with the year after that, 66 games, just right on the line. The year after that one, he had 70, which is solid. And then of course, this year, he is eliminated from winning any awards. So I have a strong feeling, call me crazy, but this won't be the last time Luka Doncic misses out on awards that he would be getting. Shit, even a year where he could be considered MVP, he might not even win it because he'd be sitting out of so many games. And even though we had this rule before, I'm pretty sure it was like 2 seasons ago when it was first implemented, it never really seemed like too big of a deal. Like there was a year where Kyrie Irving couldn't win an award and no one really cared about that, or like Joel Embiid, whatever it is. This is the first time where it seriously hit me where I'm like, holy shit, Luka Doncic is not only breaking his streak, but also just like, this won't be the last time. But I also think it's very important to talk about why Luka Doncic hasn't won an MVP yet, or if he will ever win an MVP, because the odds are already stacked against him, unfortunately, and I'm going to tell you why right now. But when I tell you this, remember that this new rule is just another thing that's being stacked, not necessarily against him specifically, but in his case, against him. This has always been my philosophy when it comes to why Luka Doncic is yet to win MVP, okay? There are certain players where when it comes to the media or fans, standings matter. Where you are in the standings is just a huge deal when it comes to an MVP campaign. And I think Luka Doncic is one of those guys. He will have a season where he puts up 40 fucking points, 10 rebounds, 20 assists, whatever it is. And if his team is like the 7th or 6th or 8th seed, whatever it is, he's not going to win the trophy. Whether or not you find that to be a problem is up to you. But in my opinion, the NBA media and fans have already seen so much good from Luka. You look at his averages, he's already, came into the league playing like a fucking MVP. So no matter what he does as a person, as an individual, statistically, whatever it is, I don't think it will ever be enough to win an MVP. Not saying I agree with that, but that is how I read the media and fan perspective. And I also think it's worth noting that there are some players that have the complete opposite effect. Look at guys like Jason Tatum. He hasn't always had the best individual statistics and crazy numbers, but goddamn it, the Boston Celtics are always number 1 in the East. And so he hasn't won an MVP because even though his team is good and they're all winning and he is a contributing, winning basketball player, individually, he's never been enough. But hey, maybe I am reading the situation wrong. Once again, you can let me know in the comments, but I just feel like at this point, he would have won an MVP. But my biggest worry, and I kind of said this at the start of the video, is the season where the Mavericks are the, 1 or 2 seed, and Luka Doncic is going insane, dropping insane numbers, but he, has a little injury. He sits out a little too long. He takes a little too many games sitting on the bench. You're not going to win it. There's just no way you can win. So I just think overall, this is going to be the first of many times. This will not be the last time that you see Luka Doncic or other players who are putting up MVP caliber seasons get absolutely fucked over by this rule. And you know what? I know there's going to be a lot of Mavericks and Luka fans watching this video, but to me, this doesn't take away from the fact that I still love this rule. Now, let me tell you something. If I was a huge Luka Doncic fan and I had his posters and jerseys on my wall, I would be furious right now. I'd be saying that this rule does not make any sense and he should still win MVP. But I'm gonna be honest, I still like the rule. I am going to have to stand with this rule because when it was first announced, I agreed with it. I thought it was for the better of the league. And at the end of the day, Luka probably wouldn't win MVP over SGA. But if we take SGA and Luka Doncic, what do you want more out of those players? Probably availability. I mean, we can look at the Dallas Mavericks. They've been doing good as a team, no doubt. Staying at the 5th spot in the Western Conference is insanely hard to do. But if you're the Mavericks and you have like a 3-game, tough stretch where you just can't get the job done or you're going up against, better teams, you're dropping back down to the play-in seeds. At that point, there's no more conversation about, man, the role players are really holding down the fort. They're doing great. We don't even need Luka and Kyrie out there. It is congested. I know that when you look at it for face value, it's 5th in the Western Conference, but god damn it, the fucking Golden State Warriors and Phoenix Suns are just a couple games behind you. But let me not end this video with some negativity, okay? I'm gonna leave you guys with something positive here. Yes, Luka Doncic might not be eligible to win MVP or All-NBA or all these other, awards at the end of the regular season, but he is still eligible to win postseason awards. I'm telling you, there is a chance that Luka Doncic ends up, with that Finals MVP, that, Western Conference Finals MVP. Again, I'm pretty sure he won it last time. So there's always that. And at the end of the day, that's really the bigger picture. We look at MVPs and stuff to argue specific player cases. But if Luka and the Mavericks win a championship this year, no one will talk about how he missed out on an All-NBA first team. That will just be the last thing that we talk about. So anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Is this rule fair? Will Luka ever win another MVP? Could this rule actually be the reason why he doesn't win an MVP in the future when he should? Let me know everything. I read and respond to everyone. With that being said, I will see you guys all in the next one. Later.